the difference between like people generally in other cultures overseas compared to here in China? What would you say?
Ooh.
Yeah, like just the people, like how the society feels. Okay, because in my experience, one of the reasons I ended up living here like longer is because Chinese people Chinese people are so like peaceful. Like I don't know how. Like sometimes too kind too. You know, sometimes I feel like Chinese people, you need to be angry a little. You know, like just too kind. You know, some Chinese people can be very kind. My student said maybe it's because you're a foreigner. That's why you feel like that. You know, because maybe it wouldn't be the same way if I wasn't like a foreigner, for an example.
I do
feel
like it.
Yeah, like they say that to me, and I'm like, really? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, maybe, because like Chinese people to me, I find them to be very kind, like so kind to the point where I'm like, no, bro, like get angry, be mad, like why are you so kind? Yeah, they're like that, and also people here, very funny. Chinese people don't hit each other when they fight, at least in public. Like, you know, maybe they can have different kinds of fight that I don't see, but in public Chinese people never hit each other, because I spend a lot of time with the guys that I play with, right? So when they get angry to each other, they're like and go like push each other, but never hit. Nobody like punch the face. No one never ever. This is my 6th year in China. I have never seen a Chinese person punch another person on the face. I've seen them getting angry and like, you know, to the point that they might fight, but they never do fight. Ever. Trust me, I play football a lot with them, like especially the guys. Bruh, like, I'll be like, okay, punch! No one punch! Hit him! Hit him fast! No one. So why is that? Can you tell me where this come from?
Yeah, we like why we're so chill about it.
Yeah, why is it just chill? Like why never like even when you don't fight too? Why? Like that's interesting.
It does have to do with like your emotional expression, because I did realize this. I think especially for Chinese people, we have a more internal way of expressing, or like we just don't express. We don't express any emotion at all. Like,
you keep things inside.
Yeah, whether it's positive, whether it's like we don't say it, we don't express it out loud.
That's true.
That I thought it was just Asians in general. So when I was in Korea, I kept an eye out, but Koreans they expressed more of their emotions, but also not as much as when I later went to the US. It was like, if it was happy, it was happy. It was sad, it was sad. If it was mad, it was mad.
Yeah,
like, it was
like
really obvious.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
They make it really clear to you that don't mess with me, or like, hey, I'm really happy right now.
Yeah, or I'm really mad at you.
Yeah. But like, I do feel like it's something we're growing up with, because, like for me growing up, it's like I've always been told like you kind of, it's like, okay, you're mad at something, but first of all do you really need to tell someone else that, or is it like, can you handle it yourself? At least for me, it feels like if I can handle something myself, then I would keep it on my own, and I wouldn't share too much with other people. And I think it comes from like, I don't know, the idea of you don't want it to cause problem to other people. But that I feel like is a really serious problem when it comes to mental health issues, because you do realize that keeping things to yourself, and if you can't find a way out, it does lead to a lot of problems. And so, but like you rarely see that in like Western culture. Because they're just more expressive. Like,
true.
Whether it's happy or sad, they share emotion.
Black people are very expressive.
Yeah. They share emotion. So like it comes to, and then like for Asians in general, it's just like in comparison, we're just so chill about everything.
Yeah, true. Very.
But I do feel like it does like have like consequences, because when it explodes, it's like a huge explosion.
Yeah,
so when
true.
we do express,
it's very big.
Yeah, it's still the point that I can't handle this anymore. Like even aggression, it's still the point that I can't handle this anymore. So like I want them dead, but like not dead, but like in jail or something.
Do you think maybe also that can be in a sense, as you're saying, maybe like mental health or stuff like that of Chinese people, would you say, or Asian people? I don't know.
Yeah,
do you think
just in general for Asians, we're just more internalizing our emotions and internalizing stuff, and we're not as dependent on. We don't want to be as dependent on.
Oh, I
other
see.
People. I feel like it's this vulnerability people have. So like they feel vulnerable sharing things with others. So they kind of want to keep everything to themselves.
Yeah, you know the most weird thing that I've ever experienced in my life in China. I've learned so many things. So when I was teaching small kids, actually, I forgot what it's called. Actually, maybe you would know. You do psychology too. I was teaching like young kids. I had a kid in my class who was afraid, trust me, like so afraid of capital E.
Capital E?
Yeah.
Like the letter?
The letter.
The
letter.
Okay. Why?
Okay. But then, but when I followed, apparently, so how he was introduced to capital E, apparently they were using like elephants to introduce him, like when they were teaching him, and he was afraid of elephants. So then he associated capital E with the elephants. All the time, apparently, her mom said to me, so the screen will come, E will come out, and then after E, and then the elephants will come like boom and make a sound. And I don't know what happened, but they said there was an incident like that that happened. After that, the kid didn't want to see capital E. Like, can you imagine that? I've never in my life. I was always like this. This is impossible.
This is crazy.
Bro, it's crazy. It's like that's what I felt.
So,
I was like this stupid. That's crazy. So this is what you would do. Let's say I'm playing because I was teaching small kids. Obviously, they're like 6, 7, 5. 4. Some of the kids, and he was like 5 years old. So this is what you do. Let's say we're playing like APCs, and when you put them all, and once you say D, and they say no, he knows you're gonna say E after that. You say no, don't do that, don't say that. And when you say D, he's like D. No, 老师, no. He knows what follows. It's E. Yeah, he doesn't want E. And then when you put E, let's say you put letters together. When you put E, he throws E away. F, G, continue. Doesn't want E.
That's crazy. No, but like, what does he do when you write? Like,
I don't know. Like I said, I've never. He didn't necessarily. I don't know how.
How about lower cases?
Yeah, actually, that's the thing. He didn't mind lowercase. Yeah, he didn't. No. Small E didn't. It's the big E that he had a problem with.
Capital.
Yeah, capital E didn't want to see. I remember for the first time when that happened, I was so shocked because I didn't know actually that he was like that. Obviously, I'm having class with the kids. I'm relaxed. And because it has been some time too. I've never seen him like react to a letter or something.
Yeah.
Until one day, I'm teaching them on the screen, like letters, So they're all saying, A, and when I turn another one, B, and when I said D, and he's like, no, and I'm confused. What's wrong? No, and then he comes and holds me, right? I'm confused, trying to stop him. No, stop, sit down, and what's not? And then I went to E.
You like broke.
He lost it.
He lost it.
And then I changed it because it changed. No. And then when I changed, no, E, no. I'm like, what? What the hell? Yeah. And then obviously I asked for an assistant and like, what's going on. And then later the school talked to the mother, and then the mother's like, oh no, he's afraid of capital E. Don't show him capital E on the screen, especially and stuff.
So like he's conditioned to be
afraid of capital E.
Yeah,
I've never seen that before.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like that. So I always thought to myself, now that you're saying that, maybe I don't know, but that kid I think that was just specific for him.
I think that's a really specific.
Yeah, it's very specific. I think it's very specific for him actually. I think otherwise, but I found Chinese people to be too relaxed and cool. Like
we don't show it. It's not that we don't have it. We just don't show it. You just don't know. So like sometimes I do hear some of my foreign friends tell me that it's difficult to read Asians. Because we never write anything on our face.
True. Actually, true. I kind of get this. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
I think I see why that person would say that. Yeah, it's very difficult to read, like if an Asian person is mad and stuff. Yeah. And I think especially if you're a foreigner, it's very hard.
Yeah.
I cannot tell.
Because like I feel like for Asians we do prefer to. It's not exactly good, but we do prefer to make we want the surface to be peaceful. And I think that's like an average Asian mindset where you want the surface, you want at least the outer parts to be like peaceful, like all good. But then like it came to me that like for me and my mom and I, both of us, we're the kind that would just go ahead and
Sorry,
we're
yeah.
the one that would go ahead and just start argue.
Yeah.
Like if something's wrong,
Yeah.
we would just go argue it. But like
Yeah.
compared to like Westerns, we're still not as
Okay.
crazy, as like expressive.
Okay.
Because we just tend to keep it down.
Okay, this next one I think is very controversial, but I understand why this person is asking this question actually.
How many questions?
Yeah, so this one, because you know what happens, right? On TikTok, I think the most videos that will trend, because TikTok is so like Chinese and Asian pretty much, right? Yeah, so many people actually ask me, is there food that Chinese people do not eat? I mean, so, they say, because Chinese people eat like everything that people don't eat, So they say there's a food that Chinese people don't eat. I found that interesting because I read something, about because I asked myself that, because my Chinese friends were trying to get me to eat a frog, which I haven't eaten till this day, right? They tried all type of tricks, figure them out. They've tried everything to try to get me to eat a frog. My brain would never, because I said to them, my brain would never allow me to eat a frog, because we just don't eat a frog. But that's the point. I told them that's the only way I'd eat a frog. If I don't know. Yeah, but they fail. They fail. As soon as I don't, what is this? What are you feeding me? No, I'm not eating. This is a frog, bro. No. So I'm like I just cannot bring myself to that, right? But then, and I asked, when I see this type of question, I remember I read something, right? So they said the reason that Chinese people eat like so many food that we wouldn't necessarily eat is because apparently, maybe you tell me about this if it's true or, but they said it's because at some point in China around 1950s and 60s, people were very poor, and in China there was a famine, and the famine caused people to venture out and eat animals that people wouldn't necessarily eat. For the most part. Well, that's what when you said ChatGPT, you find the type of answer. This was in 1950 to 60s. That's what I read actually. Because I ended up searching this because I was curious too.
That sounds real.
Because on the thingy, on TikTok, Chinese people like will be shown eating like about anything, like videos. Those videos
Just
of people
about
eating.
everything.
Yeah, exactly. And then people.
anything.
So why is it? Is there another reason that's maybe I don't know as to why like.
ChatGPT answer is pretty accurate. I haven't looked into this, but if you want me to give it a saying, I would say like Chinese people will find anything to make the food delicious.